When the Fairy type was introduced back in X and Y, people were pondering what Pokémon should be part Fairy. Among them were Celebi, Blissey, and the most exciting trio of all the Pokémon games, the Lake Guardians. Sadly, none of them were part Fairy in the end, but hey, Granbull and Mr. Mime totally are. In today's video, let's see if Game Freak made the right choice by not adding the Fairy type to the legendary trio known as the Lake Guardians. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf were all created by the almighty Arceus. Azelf comes from elf and the personal pronoun us, and represents willpower. Elves have been seen as beings with magical powers and supernatural beauty. That means that Azelf is the best looking out of the three. Mesprit's name comes from Sprite and the personal pronoun me, and represents emotions. Sprite is a colorless soft drink made by the Coca-Cola company. Oh, sorry, wrong script. Give me a sec. Okay, here we go. Sprites are often illustrated as fairy-like creatures, often granting them one of the elements like water and air. Uxie, whose name comes from Pixie and the personal pronoun you, represents knowledge. Last time I checked, pixies are creatures related to fairies. I mean, the plate that grants Arceus the fairy type is called the Pixie Plate. There's even an ability called Pixelate that changes normal type moves to fairy type moves. So all three of them are related to fantasy creatures with magical powers. We don't even need to dig any deeper to justify whether or not they should be part fairy. Let's touch briefly on another Pokémon, Cresselia. While not having any relationship at all with the Lake Trio for some reason, it certainly has similarities to them. First, it is composed from the colors of all three of them. Second, they are all Psychic type. Third, they all have Levitate as their ability. And finally, Mesprit roams Sinnoh just as Cresselia does. There must be some sort of relationship between them that we don't know about. Following that trail, I think Cresselia also should be Fairy type. It resides in a place called Full Moon Island. Its name comes from Crescent, the lunar phase, and Selene, the Greek goddess of the moon. The moon and the fairies have a strong relationship. It is said that fairies are more active on the nights of the full moon. You can even tell their relationship in the Pokémon games. Clefairy is a fairy type Pokémon before even the fairy type was introduced. And it is a Pokémon that is said to come from the moon. It even evolves with the help of a moonstone. On top of that, there are moves like Moonlight and Moonblast that are fairy type moves. So the relationship between fairies and the moon is pretty obvious if you ask me. And get a hold of this, Darkrai is a dark type, which means he's strong against Psychic type and weak against the fairy type. And yet, Cresselia is able to dispel Darkrai's nightmares easily. Like, why is that even possible? Now, if it were part fairy, it would make sense, wouldn't you say? Anyway, the relationship between Cresselia and the Lake Trio hasn't been proven yet, so don't take this as fact. I just thought it was worth mentioning. Regardless, I would say the Lake Trio needs some help on the competitive side. Adding an obvious typing like the Fairy type might give them an opportunity in VGC. Cresselia on the other hand may be too OP if it becomes Psychic Fairy. So if they chose to not make them the Fairy type, because Cresselia would be too OP, it would just provide more evidence that there is indeed a relationship among them, since that would mean that they need to make them all Fairy type or none of them. That's all for today's video. Be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when the next video comes out. Remember to drink enough water, exercise, sleep properly, and of course to hit that like button to help the video out. See ya!